Hello guys, welcome back. Here I am dealing with chloramphenicol. It is a broad spectrum antibiotic. Learning outcome: after watching this video, learner will able to explain chloramphenicol antibiotic, describe the mechanism of action of chloramphenicol. The learner will summarize its antimicrobial spectrum, its pharmacokinetic parameter, adverse effect, drug interaction, contraindications, and therapeutic uses of chloramphenicol. The chloramphenicol is a broad spectrum antibiotic which is derived from Streptomyces venezuelae in 1947. But nowadays this can be synthesized in the laboratory. It has a relatively simple structure and was the first broad spectrum antibiotic discovered, and it exerts a bacteriostatic effect on bacteria. This is the general structure of chloramphenicol. You can see here the para nitro group and the COCl2 COCHCl2 group is there, and these groups are required for the activity, and there is a presence of two chiral center, these two chiral centers, and due to which there are four isomer of chloramphenicol. Out of that, D3O isomer is having the effective, or it is having the antibacterial action. So this is the chemistry of chloramphenicol. Next, mechanism of action. Now this chloramphenicol is also reversibly binding to the 50S subunit, that is the L16 protein of 50S subunit of bacterial ribosome, and it will inhibit the peptidyl transferase enzyme and inhibit the transpeptidase reaction. Now how we will see this chloramphenicol, which is coming by passive diffusion, and this you can see before the in a normal condition what happen, this tRNA will act on this A site, acceptor site, and this phosphatidyl transferase, this is the enzyme, this is responsible for chain elongation. You can see that this change is elongated now, okay, and this is happens in the normal case. Now we will see what happens with chloramphenicol. Now this chloramphenicol that will bind this peptidyl transferase, and this will inhibit that peptidyl transferase. So what will happen, we will see that tRNA will attach to A site, but the transfer of amino acid will not possible because this peptidyl transferase is not present, or it is blocked by the chloramphenicol. So that's why the further elongation of amino acid will not take place, and the protein synthesis, it will interfere in protein synthesis, and this the binding of this chloramphenicol with peptidyl transferase is reversible one. So that's why it shows bacteriostatic action. It will show the bacteriostatic effect on bacteria. So this is the mechanism of action of chloramphenicol. Antibacterial spectrum. Chloramphenicol is a broad spectrum antibiotic and effective against gram positive and gram negative bacteria. Also effective against the aerobic and anaerobic bacteria, means the bacteria which require oxygen for their growth, and the bacteria which don't require oxygen for their growth are called as anaerobic bacteria. It is also effective against rickettsial and chlamydial infections. Rickettsial and chlamydial infection, and highly effective against Salmonella typhi. So this is the antibacterial spectrum, the gram positive, gram negative, aerobic and anaerobic. Also effective against rickettsial species, chlamydial species, and highly effective against Salmonella typhi. Pharmacokinetic parameter: rapidly and completely absorbed by oral route, widely distributed, and around 50 to 60% it is bound to the plasma protein which is present in the blood. So in the bound form around 50 to 60% it is available. Preliminary conjugated with glucouronic acid in liver, that is the conjugation reaction after metabolism, and almost all is excreted through urine. So the excretion is done through kidney. So this is the pharmacokinetic profile. Adverse effect: gastrointestinal disturbance like nausea, vomiting, stomatitis. Stomatitis means the inflammation of the mouth, and enterocolitis and diarrhea. These are the GI disturbance produced by the chloramphenicol. Next, it shows some patients are hypersensitivity, so they will shows rashes, fever, glossitis and angioedema. So the patient who are sensitive to this chloramphenicol, they are contraindicated, means the drug is not given to such patient, and this reaction may produce rashes, fever, glossitis and angioedema. Third adverse effect is bone marrow depression. You can see this is our bone, and the internal part of our bone is called as bone marrow, and this bone marrow is responsible for the, or it is the area where our body, our blood cells are synthesized, and there is a presence of stem cell which is active, and that will produce the different WBCs, white blood cell, different RBC, erythrocyte, RBC is formed, platelets or thrombocytes are formed in the bone marrow. And if this bone marrow is depressed, that may leads to the disturbance of the availability of number of blood cells present in the blood, that is called as aplastic anemia, means all the cells are reduced. WBC, RBC, platelet, all type of cells are reduced in case of aplastic anemia. Also it will show the leukopenia, thrombocytopenia and agranulocytosis. So this is the major adverse effect of chloramphenicol. So that's why if the patient is on chloramphenicol therapy, the regular blood check, that is regular CBC, complete blood cell count, must be done on a regular basis, whether to check that the bone marrow depression is going to happen, or what is the severity of that, so that we can stop the drug if the WBC and RBCs are decreased tremendously. So this is the major adverse effect of chloramphenicol. Other than that, gray baby syndrome, you can see that the pale or bluish skin of the baby, this happens in neonates, and lethargic eye, you can see that may the symptoms of gray baby syndrome leads to cyanosis, vomiting, and a well-known symptoms you can observe it very quickly. The baby stools are greenish in color, and also there is a vasomotor collapse. So this is the adverse effect of chloramphenicol. Now the therapeutic uses used to treat enteric fever, that is typhoid caused by Salmonella typhi. Now this is one of the major infection caused by Salmonella typhi to number of human being, and you can see these symptoms like high temperature, fever, severe headache, nausea, stomach pain, loss of appetite, constipation or diarrhea, or sometimes rash is developed. So these are the symptoms of the typhoid, and if these symptoms are there, the you can go for blood check, and if it is found there is a presence of Salmonella typhi, then you have to treat this typhoid with chloramphenicol. It is also used to treat H influenza infection, which causes H influenza, which causes meningitis. You can see this is the normal structure of our meninges, and in meningitis what happens, that there is a inflammation of our arachnoid matter or dura matter, and this inflammation is because of this bacteria, Haemophilus influenza bacteria. So this can be treated by chloramphenicol. Chloramphenicol is also used, preferred topically for eye infection such as conjunctivitis. In the treatment of conjunctivitis, this chloramphenicol, it is available in the form of ointment, chloramphenicol palmitate ointment, that can be inserted, or that can be added to your eye for the treatment, local treatment of conjunctivitis. Local treatment of conjunctivitis. So here is the contraindication. Chloramphenicol should be avoided in case of pregnancy that may lead to gray baby syndrome. It should be avoided in neonates and premature infants also. That is again the development of gray baby syndrome. So strict contraindication of chloramphenicol, it should be avoided in pregnancy, as well as it should be avoided in neonates and premature infants. Now the note about chloramphenicol. Chloramphenicol therapy should not be prolonged unduly, and repeated therapy should be avoided, because that may leads to severe bone marrow depression. So the therapy will not be prolonged unduly, as well as if earlier if you have taken the chloramphenicol, repeated therapy with the same chloramphenicol must be avoided. Next, during therapy, frequent blood cell count should be done, whether to check that the aplastic anemia is developed, or whether the position of your blood cells, you have to check the number of blood cells present, so that we can find out the position of your bone marrow depression, and depending upon that you can decide the further dosage of the chloramphenicol. Chloramphenicol therapy is always, it is supplemented with hematinics, as the same these hematinics, they are useful, these are useful for the development of blood cells, especially the erythrocytes are synthesized. So when there is a decrease in count of erythrocyte, when there is decrease in hemoglobin count, these hematinics are given, and this chloramphenicol, the major side effect or major adverse effect of this chloramphenicol is they develop the bone marrow depression that may leads to aplastic anemia, and to overcome that the hematinics are always prescribed, or it is supplemented with chloramphenicol therapy. So here I conclude the chloramphenicol. So if you have any problem, you can contact me on this my cell number or my email number. Till then, stay home and stay safe, and have a happy learning. Goodbye.